All right, y'all, we are back. The show is back since they were down due to the 19. Welcome back to Discover with Drina. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. That's right. We're talking about episode 7 of PValley. It's called Jackson. So the show is back. You know they had to close down due to the 19, and they made that seem real. Like I was like, damn, they should close. But anyway, old girl was sick. It opens with Grandma Ernestine singing, "Come on, knock on your door, tap in your window pane." All right, I can't sing, but I try my best. And they were going through all the timelines, the dances, and the clothes. So, doing every generation, you seen her in the look like they was in the 50s, the 60s, 70s, 80s. They brought it all the way up. And even in one of the scenes, you seen Uncle Clifford with his mother, and he was just watching his grandmother. You could tell he really admired her. And the scene changes, and then it comes back to where grandmother's in the present time, and she is sick, and she is sweaty. Then all of a sudden, you see this woman come out, and she's in this white dress, and it had to be Uncle Clifford's mother, cause that was the same lady, and she was in this white dress, and she had a drink in her hand. She was like, "You want a drink?" Like, I'm gonna say, "It's time to have a drink. Come on and come with me." But then she said, "Baby, no, not now." So then she go back into the darkness, like the Uncle Clifford mother goes back. So I mean, I have had situations where I have seen the dead. Maybe twice I have seen the dead. Maybe more than once, I just don't remember. I mean, more than twice, I don't remember. But I do remember seeing it dead twice. But I seen one person 2 times, and I seen my great grandmother 1 time. I also had a lot of dreams that have information. I'll get into that in another episode. I mean, another video. But anyway, Clifford is on the stage and Haley walks in. They have been quarantining, I guess, because, the pink been shut down. Grandma Ernestine was sick. Clifford goes down the history of his family because he's trying to convince Haley not to sell the pink. And they argue the pink, and they argue. So she was telling her the pink going to be shut down again. But he was like, well, it's shut down now, but we did all the upgrades. And Haley tells Clifford that they offered her $5 million, and he was like, "And you not gonna take?" Clifford was like, "Bitch, what?" I mean, good. So Haley says she really want $10 million, and I can't blame her. If it's out there, get it, girl. So Haley said she was doing it for her ancestors. She was doing it for her ancestors, and that nigga said, "What you know?" He said, "Wait a minute, y'all." Hayden said she was doing this for Clifford ancestors. So Clifford said, "You not gonna piss in my mouth and call it Kool-Aid." Like, baby, that line had me weak for a minute. And she was trying to do that. But she was also told Clifford that, this money is for her daughter. But Clifford was like, "That baby gone. Like, what you gonna do?" So Mercedes on the phone talking to Shell, telling her Terica spending the night again. Terica has been at Mercedes' house for at least 3 days, hiding out because she pregnant. And Shell hung up on Mercedes when she started telling her about her drunk ass. But anyway, Terica now looking at her stomach. Mercedes asks her what she gonna do, and she answered the question saying she, stuff like talking about she gonna paint her room. She really trying to avoid the situation, but you can't avoid the situation when you're pregnant. So she started talking about her cravings and can they end up, she told her she was going to take her to TCBY. I haven't seen that in a minute, y'all, and I live in Alabama. So Terica asked, could she drive Mercedes? Like, hell no. So anyway, back at Lil Murder, he on the couch smoking. He's smoking the herbs. He having flashback memories of Teak. And the incident, the love that they shared, he crying, and then all of a sudden you could hear Grandma Ernestine coughing her guts up. So he goes in there and he feeds her some food. He didn't fix like this soul food platter for her. She called him Chef Negro D. And and she happy that, she got some good food. And then, Lil Murder asked Grandma to put in a good word for him, because Grandma know that Uncle Clifford is still kind of mad at Murder. It's kind of like not mad, but standoffish, not going to put my heart in it. But anyway, Grandma's eyes were gray, y'all. And I know sometimes when elders' eyes go to gray, they have cataracts. But it makes me know that she's sick also, and she's also playing in another dimension in sleepy time with this 19. And 19 does you like that. That's another story too. But anyway, she told him when she came over there, she smelled death on him. And there was a lot of blood. But then, they blanked out and went to Mississippi and Derrick. So Mississippi and Derrick at the grocery store, she looked so fucking depressed. Derrick, like, he trying to cheer her up. And I'm looking at him like, you are the depressing factor. You the one who put your hands on her, okay? So he talking about going to get Baby Regal some booties, and she like, she ain't gonna do nothing but grow out of him. It's like she can't. He trying to find good things to say, but you can't say nothing good to somebody you been putting your hands on. Come on, you been putting your hands on me. Now you want me to get my mind off of this and think about the baby? No. Save. It sound like she like, I save all my money. We ain't spending no money on that baby right now. Take it the hell away. So she see Haley down the aisle looking at her. So she tells Derrick she need to go get some more makeup for her face. He can't say shit, but let her go. So she sees Haley on the aisle and tells, she said, I see you haven't used that gun yet, because she pulled that mask off and she see that Mississippi face is messed up. Like, you didn't beat the crap out of this girl. And she was like, yeah, I can't do it because I got kids. Okay, girl. Now, Uncle Clifford comes home to Grandma and little homicide. That's what he called him. He get to panicking about did Grandma take her blood pressure pill? Did Grandma check her sugar? Did Grandma eat? And Lil Murder sitting up there like, I done did everything you asked me to do on the list. He took really good care of Grandma. Clifford was impressed. He also made, what you say, man? Clifford was impressed, but he still couldn't understand why he was sick and why he wasn't sick and Grandma was sick. But anyway, Clifford goes in the kitchen. He Lil Murder fixes Clifford a plate. He's still like, damn, this nigga can cook. Okay. And then they had a little small talk, like they really in a little relationship, like they really starting off on a good foot this time. He telling him about Uncle Clifford is telling Murder about the situation between him and Haley. He also says that Uncle Lil Murder like, that's a lot of money. But Uncle Clifford decides to do a mental check with Lil Murder, tells him how he heard him crying in his sleep, and then he tried to play hard like he wasn't crying. And this is how people set up these conditions. You crying in your sleep, it's something really going on with you. But he wants to shove those feelings back down. But Uncle Clifford said, okay. He gives him his space, and then he told him he was going upstairs to get him some clothes. Now, Mercedes and Tarek are driving, and the WAP is on. And Mercedes is freaking out because she like, you sitting over here singing WAP and you pregnant. And they go back and forth arguing, talking about this, how you got in that condition. She was like, yeah, how else did I get in that condition? But then Mercedes sees her mother on the billboard running for mayor. And it's like, doing this process with Mercedes and Terica, she's going to see a lot of her mother. And she's trying to avoid it. But the more and more she tries to avoid it, she's acting like her. Because they arguing. You arguing with her, you don't even know how to talk to her. You telling her about, like, you should have followed the advice that I gave you about sex. And she was like, the only advice you gave me is keep your legs crossed to nappy-headed niggas that want one thing. And I'm like, Mercedes, I know that ain't the advice that you gave. And, there's people out there who do give that advice. It's more than that when it comes to sex. And I'm tired of people not going into detail with their children about sex. Your child is going to want to have the sex, okay? We all wanted to have it, some more than others, but we all wanted to have it. And you have to go into a deep conversation about being sexual and what is sex and what, with your children. This is why this girl is pregnant, because nobody told her nothing. It don't look like nobody told her nothing. But what don't to do? But what do you do then? So at this point, Terica knew they weren't going to no TCBY, and they was finna get ready to go to Jackson, cause Mercedes wanted Terica to go to have a consultation, and she was like, the only reason people go to Jackson is because they're going to have an abortion. And I can understand there's certain areas that offer an abortion, but Terica, you don't even know how pregnant you are. And then she gonna tell Mercedes, you can get cancer. I can get cancer if I have an abortion. And this is why you need to go have a consultation, baby. This is how people get misinformation, because you just said you got the information from your friend mama. So she convinced her to get back in the car or whatever, because the girl had threw up already. It's like, you don't even know what's going on with your body, and you don't know what you want to do. And Mercedes trying her best to get the information to you, but she's still having trauma dealing with her mama. So she go back to trying to be a parent, and it turns out you acting like your mama. Back on the other side, LaMurda finds his phone on the couch full of messages, missed call. Wody is still calling, so he picks up, telling him that the tour is about to start back up. LaMurda asks about security. Wody said that T-Chick is awful, man. Like, he said none of us wanted to fire him, so he fired himself. See, that's when LaMurda was trying to act hard as well. You still trying to act hard. You over there crying while you fighting back tears while you saying this shit. Talking about he fired himself. I know your friend know you, man. He know you. And that's that playing hard shit. I said that. So Walter looked regretful about that, that they talked about having a proper grave fatigue. It's something else. It was another line that was said I couldn't even get, because he was like, he gonna have a proper grave. So if y'all got that last sentence, please tell me what he said, because I can't understand what he was saying. So it was some bumping going on upstairs. So Lil Murder said he had to get off the phone. So he went up there. Uncle Clifford looking for clothes for him. He looks at an outfit that Uncle Clifford had, and it looked like an outfit more of a man's clothing. And he was like, that was my trade clothes from Christmas past. And they speaking, talking about fashion, this Gucci purse that Clifford had, and Lamar was asking him was he like this in the past. So Clifford was like, nigga, what you mean? And it was almost like he was saying, so in the past you was dressing up like women, like that's who you are? And Lamar was asked, what are you? And it's kind of crazy. He was like, what are you? And I'm listening to Uncle Clifford like, this is the shit I love about PValley. So he said, what are you? When I say Clifford simply said, I'm Uncle Clifford. And that's what I tell people. My name is, I'm Drina. It don't matter if I'm male, female, alien, extraterrestrial. Just know I'm Drina. And this is when the discussion gets real, because Uncle Clifford asked LaMurda, what are you? And he said, he said, I'm what the world won't let me be. He is what the world won't let him be. Now that shit was deep. Now Clifford gave him some clothes, and this is when LaMurda saw the postcards. He told him his favorite one was you look good in red, and LaMurda said that he was hurt. He couldn't talk to her. And Uncle Clifford told Murda that she was disappointed that she wasn't hurt. Like, she don't get hurt with people, she get disappointed. And it's lonely when you shining bright. And you really he was saying it's lonely when you able to live in your own light of who you are, because the person that you want to be with is totally opposite, but y'all attracted to each other because he wants to live in this light with you, and he want to live in his own light himself, period. And so Uncle Clifford said, ain't no passing with me. That mean you not finna fake break no more and act like we ain't together, okay, bro? And you gotta be ready to shine. So that's when they heard that boom, a little boom downstairs, and then come to find out grandma done ran out the door. Now she missing. So anyway, they back in the car with Terica, and Mercedes had to pull up real fast to this restaurant so Terica could go pee. Mercedes trying to be motherly, telling her to squat, but she is watching a woman talk to her daughter while they're in this restaurant, and she has this flashback of her and her mom in the restaurant. And they in the restaurant, and she telling Mercedes, who looking like she about 14, asking her mom where they gonna sleep for the night. So Pastor Patrice, and she went to Pastor back then, she was the whore, said she got a friend that would let them sleep on the pullout. And Mercedes like, so Tati like, baby, I ain't got time for that. Meanwhile, it's an old nasty ass man looking at them, and then Patrice back there looking at him too, and telling Mercedes she's short of money, and tells her daughter Mercedes that, hey, gonna do your thing so we can pay the bill, basically. And Mercedes looking like mom, so she pulled out her own money, and her mom sees a condom. Now Patrice started freaking the fuck out because you mad your daughter got a condom in her purse, something you taught her what to do. She got her own money, something you taught her what to do. She got another dude that's giving her money, and you mad because you can't pimp her and get the money that you want because she over there pimping herself, okay? Doing what the fuck she want to do. So you mad now. I do not like women like Patrice. Like, oh my God. So you selling your daughters for meals? And now you sitting up here on this as a pastor? Okay, let's get back to it. Because, she beat this girl. Like, she beat the shit out of this girl in this restaurant, where the dude can't even look at her. And I mean, I'm like, Pastor, did you repent for any of this shit that you did? I can't tell that you did, and I know that you didn't, because you did more crazy stuff to your daughter. But anyway, Terica gets back in the car. Clearly, the flashback has Mercedes in this bad mood, and you could tell. And Terica's on the phone texting a little boy who she got pregnant by. His name Keelan. He's an artist. Mercedes asks why Keelan didn't drive to Jackson. I guess, because he's 14. He can't drive her nowhere. He a baby himself. Mercedes. So Terica tells her that he wants the baby. He wants to be a part of the child's life. He wants to be a father. And she also tells Mercedes that Mercedes, he love me. So Mercedes like, girl, she explained to her what happened to her with her dad, and like how she got sold a dream. And Terica don't want to hear that. Terica said, Mom, that's just you. You just know what love ain't, and only know the dudes that you dance for. And then, girl, Mercedes backhanded girl that's going back to your mama, doing what your mama do, even though you didn't get beat down like that. But God, that's how I started. That's how I started, because you ready to beat her down now. And then you slap the girl. I mean, you backhand slap the girl in her face. And this is the trauma. This is the trauma that Mercedes' mama put on her as a child. Now you putting it on your daughter. So Terica said, when I'm a mom, I ain't never gonna slap my daughter. Mercedes was like, yeah, that's what I said too. So this is how trauma repeats itself. This is why I like PValley. It shows you how the trauma repeats itself. It shows you a little bit of everything that goes on in our community, in some of our houses. So Uncle Clifford and Lil Murder, they looking in the woods for grandma. It's like they flash to them, then they flash back to Terica and Mercedes arrive at the clinic, and all these fucking people are protesting. And I'm glad that they show this, because this freak people out when they trying to make a choice for their own fucking life. Because all y'all people that's out there protesting ain't gonna be helping this young girl be a mother if she decide to be a pro-life. You should have a choice if you want to be pro-life. If you don't want to be pro-life, that still should be your choice. But that's my opinion now. And I found out it's not a lot of other women agree with me. Now, I know it's some out there who don't believe in it. But if you don't believe in it, then go pick up them children that need a parent. Because this girl is not ready to be a parent. How in the world are y'all going to let a 14-year-old decide to be a mother and also know how to make decisions for a child, for a baby? And y'all want her to be a mother. Okay. So we're going to set up some more statistics, some more traumas. Okay. But anyway, they arrive, and then doing they walking in, you can tell that Terica is scared. I would be scared as a grown-ass woman with all them goddamn people out there. And Mercedes reached out to grab her hand, and Terica snatched her hand back. But Mercedes, you should know she gonna snatch her hand away. You knocked the shit out of her. She trying to get you to be, she wants you to just be her mama, but you want to beat her. Okay, but Mercedes is learning, y'all. She turns around. She's seeing her mother in the crowd. That's how much her mother has affected her decision making in her life. It threw her off. So they inside. They went in. She having a sonogram. Terica is 14 weeks right now on the cuffs of time to hurry up and decide if you want to have that abortion or not. She got a decision to make. And it's a 24-hour decision. So she did ask the nurse, would she get counseling? And they was like, no. The nurse told her that her same risk is the risk that you have in having an abortion is the same risk as in having a baby, like bleeding, cramping, stuff like that. So back in the woods, Grandma Ernestine is trying to wade in the water. She's trying to get that dirty water on her to cleanse her of 19. Grandma get down in the water. And she begged for that water. And Lil Murder brought that water to her, baby. And I don't know what it did, but that water splashed her right back into about a pass out moment. Because grandma oxygen is getting low, y'all. But anyway, back at the hotel, Mercedes and Terica at the pool. And the old man looking at Terica, Mercedes snapping on her. And I don't blame him, because I do the same thing with mine. And mine is 18. The youngest one. And I do it with my 21 and the 26, y'all. I'm going to tell them about... Look, I'm going to tell them niggas about themselves. You looking at the wrong one. Keep it moving. So anyway, she is a young mother at the pool, and she is you could tell she in a little distress. You know how it be when you have your kids, y'all trying to have fun, but everybody trying to do this and this trying to do that one. And so Mercedes like, Terica, you ready to, for those responsibility? And that could be you over there, and that's what she telling her. So she really trying to tell Terica, like, look, I didn't have a choice. And I think Terica think Mercedes was able to make all these choices for herself because, she a so-called stripper. And it's kind of like, Mercedes, you might have to go a little bit deeper than that to tell her your situation, because really she don't understand. But anyway, back at Uncle Clifford's house, they called the ambulance. They finally got Grandma back to the house. And this is around the time where people were scared to let their elders go to the hospital because most of them did not come back home, or they came back home in worse conditions. And so for him to send his grandma off to the hospital, it was almost like losing her. So, and then she was crying, saying, I don't want to die alone. And I know this happened really bad in New York. I have a friend who experienced it. So this happened really bad in New York, all around the world. So I'm glad they bought that emotional situation to a light when you had to leave loved ones and you can't even go to the hospital because they would not allow you to come in. And so that was kind of hard for Clifford, and you could tell he admired his grandmother so much, but they was telling him she has to go because her oxygen was way too low, like she was about to be out of there. So Terica trying to put on some clothes, and she in denial, talking about she need to go to the not the thrift store, to the outlet mall to get more clothes. And Mercedes like, your ass is pregnant, time is up, you need to make a decision. And Mercedes trying to convince her that she's trying to be a better parent. She was telling her about, that's why she got the building to do the her dance gym or whatever you want to call it. That's what she was telling her. But then she was like, you still ain't came around, I ain't seen you for real. And Terica run in the bathroom. Mercedes looks in the mirror, she see her mama staring back at her, and it's almost like Mercedes is trying her best not to be her mama. And it's almost like she had to kill her pride or her ego to bring herself back to what she needed as a mother. Like, it ain't that I need you to tell me the decision to make. I need you to comfort me through this decision that I make. I need you to tell me your experience through this decision that I make. I need you to be gentle with me. I need you to be my mother. So, she tells Terica that God used Patrice, the devil, to give her a blessing, which is her. And that she's really, really trying, and she wants to, be in her life. And Terica was like, you didn't have to prove nothing. All I needed was a mama. And so, she came on out and told her, that she wanted her to have a choice in this situation, because she did not have a choice. And Patrice did not give her a choice. She had to have her. And so Mercedes was very vulnerable about what happened to her, and she spoke on her situation, how her mama treated her, because I can tell she must have told, well, as we go down a little bit, you can tell she must have told her daughter, like, they must have stayed up all night and told the situation, because her daughter had a better understanding, it seemed like, the next day. Now, back at Clifford's house, in the shower, Clifford is crying by his grandmother. He is going through it in that shower. And he walks in the room, and Lil Murda's trying to cheer him up. He got on the Cisco song, let me see that song. He got the bow on, and he dancing for them. He trying to bow. Uncle Cliff said, I don't do all that. And then Uncle Cliff started dancing. You could tell he released a little bit of that sadness. And then Clifford started crying again. And Lil Murda started to comfort him. And then when you heard that, love me, just love, I want to be with you. Ay, I want to be with you. Ay, I want to be with. I knew right then it was finna be a love scene. And people don't understand, this is a love story. They showing you different types of love in this story. They showed you abusive love. They showed you bad motherly love. They showing you good motherly love. They showing you two masculine men love. One masculine man, one trans love. They showed you, come on, y'all. We in 2022. And I must say, I was not used to this type of love scene. Because, the first one got me ready. And this one got me ready. This was a love scene. I don't care if you want to just have sex or not. This was a love scene. And we not used to seeing this. And this is why people are having a hard time. Because we just used to men going with women, women going with men, or even threesomes, 2 women and a man. We don't have this type of stuff on TV to help us understand that this is what people do sexually. Some people don't have sex how we heterosexual people have sex. Some people don't have love. That type of love. Love comes in all types of forms, y'all. I ain't saying it's okay for grown men or grown women to be with children, but I'm saying choices. This whole episode was about choices people made. So, yes, it was a love scene. And baby, this love scene, I can't forget because they never showed any sex scene like this. And I like the fact that my brain is being exposed to this and being able to digest the fact that, hey, these two people want to be together. And if they want to be together, ain't my goddamn business. That's their business. As long as they ain't hurting each other. Okay?